Alright, folks, this is a double review of Thor, the Mighty Avenger, Sword Spike Thor, and Marvel's Destroyer. This is the 8-inch figure for the toy line, obviously, and this one is a 3.75-inch figure, which is part of the first wave of 3.75-inch figures for the new movie, Thor movie figures. Before we begin, no splits pose this time around. Sorry to disappoint you, Shartimus. With these two figures, no fxfranz splits pose for now. For those of you who are wondering, I have seen his video, Review the Reviewers. It was hilarious. It cracked me up. I really admire his honesty, and you should check it out. Anyway, before we begin, oh my gosh, the packaging. Okay, was it really that horrible showing the packaging? I do show this just to let people know I got it on retail. It's not an eBay thing, or I didn't get it as a loose figure or whatever. Anyway, here it is. This packaging has really grown on me. And here's the rest of the assortment. Some artwork. Alright. And for the 8-inch figure, here, if you don't know what the packaging looks like, which I think a lot of people already know by now, because the 8-inch is a lot more prominent. There's more production of it compared to the Iron Man 2 figures, 8-inch figures. So there. It's not the best packaging in the world. It's like it's a very open. It's like something you put candy on. So there. See, that wasn't so bad. People find it annoying that I show the packaging. Really? Anyway, let's start with the easier one, the 8-inch figure. So here it is. Oh wait, it's just 2 minutes into the video. Should I get on with the review the figures or talk some more? Oh, but I still have a minute left. Okay. Get on with the figures. It's a great sculpt. I like the paint apps. For some reason, I was dumb enough to think that this was going to be in scale with the 3 3/4, but it's not. It could have been a little bit taller. It should be a little bit taller and bigger to be in scale, but it's not. I just really thought that it would look really nice on the shelf with a 3 3/4 figure, but well, it does actually, but it's not totally in scale. Hasbro is probably going to release a bigger version of this, which I probably won't be able to afford anyway. So I'm happy with this one. It's got very little articulation on it. 5 points actually. He's got a swivel hip, a swivel shoulder, and a ball jointed neck. And that's about it. I don't even understand why they actually have to put articulation on him. I would have really wanted they skipped the articulation on the hips, just keep this one solid piece, and then added maybe a ball hinge shoulder and some swivel elbows or hinge elbows, maybe some wrist articulation and a better neck articulation, or maybe okay, fine, no wrist articulation, but a ball hinge shoulder and maybe some waist articulation. That would have been better than just this basic thing. But anyway, whatever. It's still a great sculpt. It's really just a display piece, something you put on your desk. Maybe if you wanted a cheap destroyer that was a little bit bigger than the upcoming 3 3/4 scaled figure, maybe you get this. But yeah, I like the 8-inch scale for some reason, and so that's that. Yeah, paint apps are just wicked, or dope, however you want to say it. The spikes could have been better. I wish they could have been more pointy, but for safety reasons, I suppose they're like that. They're snub. Okay, next is the Sword Spike Thor. He doesn't come with a base, obviously. This is a Star Wars base, so there. He comes with this huge sword, hence the name, his namesake, Sword Spike Thor. And what it does is you push this button, and out comes a spike that doesn't fire. You can remove it if you want to. There, these blades are removable, and they are a pain just to reattach because they don't go all, you need some significant amount of force just to put them back where they were. But it's a cool gimmick. I'm actually liking it now more than when I opened it, when I opened the figure. But that's just what it is, to make the figure so that they can justify the high price of the figure. Out here in Manila, it's about $12. They've added some little bit of extra. Can he hold it? He can hold it here, yes, but it would severely loosen the grip. Can he hold it with his other hand? To some extent, yes, but the slightest touch or vibration would just send it crashing. So yeah, you know, it works for some people. It doesn't work for others. To me, it's okay. But I probably wouldn't display this figure with this one. So let's straighten him up. It's a basic 3 3/4 figure. What I like about it is that they've given the upper half of the figure some Star Wars articulation, especially with the arms. He's got a ball-jointed shoulder, ball-hinge shoulder, ball-hinge elbows, swivel wrists, ball-jointed upper torso. He's got a double-hinged neck, I think a hinge neck, and a ball joint on top. He's got ball hinge hips, thigh swivel, double jointed knees, and a ball hinge ankle. So very interesting, very interesting. Quite a different set of articulation compared to the Iron Man figures, which is a little bit interesting. I like this figure because out of the 3 first wave Thor figures, I thought this was the best. It had the best articulation, it had the best gimmick, and it had a cape. And this cape is really what's annoying me about this figure. I like the sculpt, but it doesn't want to stay on for some reason. I have half the mind to actually just glue that peg in. There is a hole right there in a peg, a very small, short peg right there, and the rest of the cape is supposed to cling on or hang on to his shoulders, and maybe a little bit of his hair is supposed to keep it on, but it just doesn't want to stay on for me, at least my figure. So that's a little bit annoying. He comes with this awesome hammer, and as you can see, the strap on the hammer actually fits through the wrist, through his hand and onto his wrist, and he can actually hold the hammer while it's strapped onto his wrist, so that's pretty cool. The hammer is a little bit smaller than the Marvel Universe Thor. The what do you call that? The Hammer Files Thor, and but it's okay. It's a well designed, well sculpted hammer. I'm really liking it, and you know, despite its size, it's a good accessory. It's a well-made accessory. Come on, this cape is really annoying me. Anyway, just a bit of a size comparison. Here he is with the Hammer Files Marvel Universe Thor, and as you can see, there's a big significant amount of discrepancy right there. He is a small figure. The new Thor figures are pretty small, and I like the scale, the size of this one a lot better, definitely. And as you can see, even the hammer, look at that. But, you know, it's a movie figure. It's not supposed to be displayed with the Marvel Universe figures, so we'll forgive Hasbro for that. And here he is with the Iron Man 2 Mark 6 figure. Surprisingly, Tony's a lot taller than Thor. I don't know why that is. Even if I try and straighten him up, he doesn't. I think Thor should be taller, but maybe when we get the whole Avengers toy line, he'll probably be taller then. But right now he is shorter by just a bit. but you know, it's fine. It's good. It's all cool. Anyway, so that's that. These are great figures to get if you're thinking of getting a few figures from the first wave of the Thor movie figures. These are ones that you might want to pick up. Definitely this one. I am excited to get the version with the helmet on, and I think that's going to be great. But until then, you know, I have to be satisfied with this one. It's pretty cool. It's good enough. And oh, paint apps. I've almost forgotten to talk about that. I'm you know, most of you know I'm not a big fan of the Marvel figures paint apps. And this wave, well, this particular toy line has its share of quality control issues. But a lot of the figures, I'm happy to say, have very decent paint apps, and I actually found a lot of figures that have really good ones. There are a lot that have really bad ones, but if you sift through the figures on the shelf, you'll definitely find one that's pretty good. Like this one. This one's not too bad, not too shabby, and you know, it's some improvement. So thank you, Hasbro. Hasbro. Thank you, Hasbro, for really listening to the fans and paying attention more to the quality issues on the paint apps. So, yet another lengthy video from fxfranz. Thank you for watching, and to a lot of you who really support this channel and really continue to promote and give your comments on it. Thank you. I do appreciate it. And I do hope I can continue to provide better reviews in the future, a more diverse line. But I'm sticking to my favorite figures: the Transformers, Marvel, Star Wars, definitely a few GI Joes, Iron Man, and now the Thor figures. And yeah. So there you go. I hope this video has been somewhat informative and insightful. I do hope you do check out the Thor figures. Some of them are pretty good. There you go. Thor, the Mighty Avenger, Sword Spike Thor with the 8-inch Marvel's Destroyer figure. Thanks for watching.